Welcome back to my top 50 video games of all time series. Today we're going to be going through my numbers 30 through 21. Once again, let me know what you think down below, subscribe, and enjoy. Number 30, 2 Point Hospital. Starting off the list, we have a sandbox building game. In this one, we're building hospitals for the made-up wacky diseases in this world. The goal of the game is to be as profitable as possible, but be careful, if your death rate goes up too high because you cut too many corners, you'll lose customers and cash. One of the high points of this game is its satirical comedy. It's very overproduced and top-notch. While you're building your hospital, you'll be listening to a radio station that constantly has you entertained with little bits and jokes. Each level has a different layout, different diseases, and different challenges that you need to overcome. I've never really been a huge fan of the sandbox genre, where it doesn't have much of a goal. But in this one it feels different because there is a goal and there is an efficiency puzzle there. But you can always just go for a crazy hospital design. Number 29, Monster Train. Here we go, the first roguelike on this list. Spoiler alert, there's gonna be a few more of these. Monster Train is a deck building card battler. You advance forward on a train, encountering different enemies on your route. Our goal is to take back hell from the angels that took it from us. You summon your monsters through cards to defend your train against the angels attacking it. You also use spells that continuously shuffle through your deck to help your summoned monsters with the incoming enemies. After you defeat one location, depending on the route you take, you could get new cards, upgrade your current ones, find artifacts, and overall improve your deck so you can defeat the tough bosses incoming. What I'm looking for with these kind of games is how new it feels every run. And with 6 monster types to choose from, this one never gets old. Number 28, Super Mario Sunshine. When I first played this game, I was like, is this even a Mario game? What am I playing? The magic of the platforming that Mario games use as their draw was kind of replaced with world puzzles that interact with the new power of the spray nozzle Mario was given. And while there still is platforming, it's only in its interaction with FLUDD. At first, I didn't really like it. My first 5 hours, I wasn't really enjoying myself. As the game went on, I started to enjoy the world, and the puzzles became very satisfying to solve. I accepted that this was just a different game, and thoroughly enjoyed the second half of this game once I became proficient with FLUDD. I really enjoyed the exploration of the worlds, the races with Metal Mario, and the puzzles I had to solve by using the spray nozzle in the correct way. I highly recommend this game just because it feels so different from the other ones. Number 27, Blasphemous. These next 2 games are my favorite Metroidvania type games. And while I normally don't like Metroidvania games, due to its kind of facade of being an open world game, while still needing to be completed linearly, these 2 just had something that captivated me. The reason Blasphemous surpasses Hollow Knight is purely subjective. I honestly believe Hollow Knight is a better game. Let me just start off with the theming and the story. I love the story of trying to purge your sins. It creates such a creepy, sort of curious atmosphere. The exploration in this one actually felt intuitive, so I was going the right direction 9 times out of 10. And when I wasn't, I still loved the world around me. The absolute best part of this game is the boss fights. These fights are the reason I love this game. The story gives them such high stakes and they're very difficult. Number 26, Ori and the Blind Forest. And here it is, my favorite Metroidvania game, just barely edging out Blasphemous. Ori took one idea and absolutely knocked it out of the park. The atmosphere. The storyline has very few words, and yet you find yourself completely immersed in this world. The art style is absolutely gorgeous, and there are so many different areas of the forest to experience. And the music, oh my goodness, the music ties it all together in such a beautiful way. I cannot express to you enough how amazing this soundtrack is for immersing you into this world. When I play this game, everything around me just shuts off. The controls are responsive and the platforming puzzles are very fun to accomplish. The combat in this game is kind of lacking, but that was never the focus. Platforming took center stage here and it was a good choice. They wanted you to experience the world. Number 25, Super Mario Galaxy. The third 3D Mario game on the top 50, and the second one in this section. It's mind-boggling to me the way that Nintendo continuously creates these amazing worlds with Mario. In Galaxy, there are so many worlds with so many different kinds of levels, all based around the same mechanics, but somehow each world feels so different in its atmosphere. The music is amazingly done, and the game looks incredible, especially the Switch version. The new mechanics in Super Mario Galaxy are very fun to play around with. My favorite power-up is the mechanical spring power-up. This is my second favorite platforming Mario game I've ever played. The game isn't too difficult, as Mario games never are, but you'll find more challenge in trying to collect all of the power stars, of which there seems to be no end. And some stars are much harder than others to find. Number 24, Fire Emblem Three Houses. Three Houses is another turn-based strategy game, which seems to be another one of my favorite genres. You take the role of professor in a school for the gifted. The school is made up of 3 houses, which has the future leaders of the 3 great nations in this world of Fire Emblem. It's your job to pick a house to teach and lead them to victory over the other houses in many different ways. This is kind of 2 games baked into one. First, it's a social simulator in which you can run around the school completing objectives, talking to the students and other teachers, or teaching classes. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it's actually pretty fun. The second half of this game, and the reason I bought it, is the turn-based strategy that Fire Emblem is known for. Your class fights many different enemies, and you control many different types of fighters. You can set the difficulty so that if somebody dies, they die forever. Or you can play in easy mode. Number 23 and 22, Overcooked 1 and 2. I'm using both of these games to take up both spots 23 and 22 because while they're basically the same game, I've put so much time into both of them at different times in my life, I thought they both deserved their own spot. This is my favorite couch co-op. I absolutely love sitting down with 1 to 3 friends and trying to serve pizzas, burgers, and sushi as fast as possible. You each play as your own chef and run around trying to complete orders in these crazy kitchens that will force you to work together. You'll be yelling at each other the entire time the clock is ticking down. Then once time is up and you got your 3-star rating, you'll feel very satisfied and ready to do it all over again. It is the definition of chaos, but it's also a lot of fun. Number 2 is better than number 1 simply because you can throw stuff. But I played through number 1 with my friends in first year university, so that has a special place in my heart. Number 21, Luigi's Mansion 3. Rounding out the list, we have a game that really surprised me with how much I liked it. I don't really know how to describe this game. It kind of exists in its own world, with not a lot of other games similar to it. You play as the famous Mario brother Luigi, running around a haunted mansion, trying to catch ghosts with your trusty vacuum, and free your friends from capture. It's mainly an exploration game, with many different puzzles to solve as you go along. Figuring out how to go through that door or that gate. Gooigi was an interesting mechanic that was different from the first two games. It allowed for a lot of interesting puzzles that I've really enjoyed completing. This is definitely not a difficult game, but I just can't express how different it feels to everything else. I got immersed into this one mansion and grew to love Luigi by the end of it. It has to be said that this game looks amazing, and because of that, you're pulled into the atmosphere even more. And there we go. There's the 30th best game to the 21st best game. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, case closed.